Televiewers, good evening and welcome to today's edition of the English newscast on Info Television. We kickstart with our top stories. Implementing steering tools for school management was the center of discussions this November 18 during a capacity building workshop for government school principals. And as Cameroon prepares for the upcoming regional elections, many citizens are asking themselves questions like how does this election actually work and who is involved? All of these shall be elaborated in the course of this newscast. Welcome back. A capacity building workshop for principals of government schools on the implementation of steering tools for management held this November 18 at the Government Bilingual Technical High School in Colbison in Yaoundé. The session was chaired by the regional delegate for secondary education for the Center region in the person of Mireille Owono. Details in this report. Heads of government secondary schools gathered at the Government Bilingual Technical High School in Colbison for a capacity building workshop chaired by the regional delegate for secondary education for the Center region, Mireille Owono. This November 17, discussions centered around implementing steering tools for school management.
Going, visiting in the field, on the field, the Minister, Her Excellency, Professor Nalova Lyonga, made a notice that certain principals were having problems with dealing with certain texts, and it was very disturbing to her, and she decided that we should organize this formation, this seminar, this training session. So it was important for her that this training session takes place so that her principals can do a better job.
Participants were drilled on steps to better understand the roles and principles governing financial management in order to improve the functioning of secondary schools.
We wanted them to come back and look at what they have been doing and see what has been done well and what has not been done well. And then we are using the experiences of other principals, those who have been principal for a longer time, so that it helps those who are new.
However, the participants were satisfied for the knowledge gained.
We have learned a lot of issues today, for those that we took for granted, for those that we neglected, and others that we did not know. So it has come to reinforce in us the capacity to better manage the school.
It is worth noting that there exist regulatory measures taken by the Ministry of Secondary Education through a series of texts governing the operation of public schools, and recommendations arrived at during this meeting will enable a better functioning of various secondary schools. And still in education, the University of Betua recently received on November 14 significant astronomy and astrophysics equipment offered by the Sacramento City College of the United States of America. The handover took place during a conference on astronomy organized in Betua. Jude Kenji throws more lights.
Thanks to the cooperation project with Sacramento City College, the University of Betua is now the only university in Cameroon where students can receive instruction in astrophysics and astronomy. In a significant post for the young university, Professor Valerie Nana Ngassam, a specialist from the Fulbright program and a teacher at Sacramento City College in California, United States of America, donated scientific laboratory equipment valued at 56 million CFA francs on November 14, 2025. This donation is considered a major opportunity for the students. The next city for many children is considered a difficult subject, and when we go through the experience, there are things that become easy. So for me, and to stay at the Betua, that's where I need to go. I'm going to get as much material as possible to help students grasp the theoretical aspects that are learning. Arriving at the University of Beitou on November 4, 2025, Professor Nana Ngassam delivered 5 master classes in astrophysics and astronomy to students of the Faculty of Science. He concluded his stay with a conference held in the Amphi 500 of the Faculty of Economics and Management based on the theme Celestial Africa, African Cosmologies and Astronomy. It's crucial to understand that astronomy impacts almost every aspect of life. Take agriculture, for instance. With satellites, we can predict drought and wildfires. Astronomy's importance can be overstated, and it's a field that deserves more encouragement, even if it's often overlooked. In its customary hospitality, the University of Beitou in turn offered presents to its guests. It is worth recalling that the professor is of Cameroonian origin and is an American national. Students interested in this teaching are strongly encouraged to attend.
Togo is investing in its digital future with an 8 billion project to build a campus for the African Institute of Computer Sciences aimed at empowering the country's youth through technology. Claude Abanda, the resident representative of Tv Cameroun, was invited to Lomé in Togo on this occasion. Mimi Thiobo tells us more.
Togo intends to rely on digital technology to boost its development. To this end, the government is committed to providing facilities that ensure a decent learning environment for young people. This is the purpose of the project to construct a new building for the EIE representation in the country, an initiative that will cost 8 billion CFA francs. Invited to Lomé, Claude Abanda, resident representative of Tv Cameroun, along with his colleagues from other countries, visited the site where this futuristic architectural project will be built.
I would like to congratulate the resident representative of Tv Togo for that project. A great campus is very important for students of African Institute of Computer Science in Togo, and I would like to say that all the resident representatives of Tv Cameroun, Tv Niger, and the general manager of Tv in Libreville have come here in Lomé to congratulate that action.
Just like in Togo, numerous efforts are also being made by the Cameroonian government in this regard.
And on to this, in a meeting bringing together media professionals in the city of Yaoundé, journalists received information on good practices of agroecology and organic agriculture. The information will be beneficial to audience aiming to boost agricultural production in the country, as you tell us, Phillips Enchi.
In a conference organized by the Knowledge Hub for Organic Agriculture and Agroecology in Central Africa on November 18, 2025 in Yaoundé, media professionals gathered to share experiences and highlight ongoing efforts to promote sustainable agriculture. The meeting aims to showcase initiatives that boost productivity while preserving biodiversity and protecting the environment as participants continued their quest for factual and evidence-based reporting.
Vous êtes des partenaires.
You are our key partners and are also close to key authorities and lawmakers. So we wanted to share key information after conducting thorough and concrete research on the dangers of conventional agricultural practices, which is dangerous to human health and the environment. We also want you to use your platform to inform the population on the importance of organic agriculture and agroecology.
De l'agroécologie.
The conference serves as an opportunity for reporters to gather first-hand information on the measures being adopted to advance agroecology and organic agriculture.
Fertility of the soil can be improved. We told them that to improve it, we can use within our environment sustainable products that we can have. In fact, we can have organic manure to improve soil fertility. We can also have what we call titonia or fleur jalousie in some area. We can use it to improve soil fertility.
It was an information-rich intellectual exchange strengthened by contribution from the Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO.
We need producers to adopt this organic agriculture. We need consumer adopt the organic product, and we think if all the change of value can be promoted, we are ensuring that organic agriculture can be improved in our country.
The conference, which brought together representatives from several related ministerial departments, proved successful. Journalists are now better equipped with key information and evidence on agroecology and organic agricultural practices to effectively inform their audience.
The International Federation of Journalists has taken a strong stand against impunity for Cameroonian journalists this November 18, 2025. Judicial authorities have been approached to tackle issues like murder and discrimination of press offenses. Jessica Nziwum attended this conference and now reports.
The president of the International Federation of Journalists, Dominique Pradali, has met with the minister delegate to the Minister of Justice as part of renewed effort to protect media professionals. This move comes amid growing concerns over press freedom in Cameroon, where journalists face threats, intimidation and violence. The International Federation Journalists (IFJ) aims to ensure justice for journalists and promote a safer environment for media professionals.
The objective is to make sure that all journalists around the world, especially in Cameroon now, will be protected, will be able to perform their duty in good conditions, and will be respected because they are here to inform us, and we need this information. If there is impunity when they are attacked, it's a cancer for democracy everywhere.
Cordial exchanges marked the meeting between the two figures, with Minister Delegate Jean Didier Momo taking time to brief her on the Cameroonian context. The draft convention is now expected to undergo examination by experts from the Ministry of Justice and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Meanwhile, the National Union of Cameroonian Journalists, a member of the International Federation, is considering the creation of a National Ethics Council to help curb the abuses observed within the Cameroonian press.
Nous avons obtenu un projet.
We have secured a project supported by the European Union in partnership with the International Federation of Journalists and CFI Media under the initiative known as Cameroon Media Plus. One of the project's main components is the creation of the Cameroonian Journalists Deontology Council. The first plenary session held in March last year focused on presenting the project and showcasing existing journalistic ethics council models from around the world, particularly those of Belgium and Benin. This second plenary session, opened today, brings together unions, journalists associations, civil society actors, information directors, and editors-in-chief from several media houses. It also includes our colleagues from the Belgian and Benin's, and we are honored by the presence of the President of the International Federation of Journalists here in Cameroon. This second phase is essentially practical, led by Annan Betoum, the legal representative of the Belgian Journalistic Ethics Council, and Orish Fetal, President of ODEM, the Beninese journalists. Over the next 3 days, participants will engage in hands-on work sessions. The project also includes a key component, the relaunch of the official press card for journalists in Cameroon, following an 8-year period during which the card issuing commission remained inactive.
On a constaté une hibernation de 8 ans de cette commission de délivrance de cartes de presse.
Over 3 days, the plenary session underway in Yaoundé will pave the way for the drafting of reports containing legal text designed to reframe and better regulate the work of journalists in Cameroon.
And the government of Cameroon, through the Ministry of Public Service and Administrative Reform, has received 2 certificates on the registration of an intellectual property and the Chantal Biya cycling event. These certificates were issued to Minister Joseph Lay by the African Intellectual Property Organization this November 18, 2025. Agnes Ayok reports.
The African Intellectual Property Organization, OAP, aimed at facilitating the protection of intellectual property, this November 18, 2025, allocated 2 certificates to the government of Cameroon through the Ministry of Public Service and Administrative Reform. The first includes the Certificate of Registration of an Intellectual Property. We came to visit the Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reform to give him a document that he requested from OAP, namely the registration certificate of an intellectual property developed by the government. This is recognized by the institution dedicated to the OAP law, which is protected by a brand. This project protects against counterfeiting and misuse. According to the Director General of the African Intellectual Property Organization, the Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reform, Joseph Lay, as a great cyclist event organizer in the East region, equally requested OAP to protect the sporting event. The certificate we are giving to the Minister will allow this event to be known internationally and above all, to be used economically and to protect it against imitations that could affect its viability. The Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reform says the certificates will go a long way to protect the state's property.
When you get such a certificate concerning a girl, concerning the logo and the name, it means that you protect it. International VTT Chantal Biya, it's also very, very good thing, because as you heard, it's now possible not only for that competition, its name and its logo to be protected, but we can also, with the Cameroon Cycling Federation, exploit.
The certificates being a great symbol is a plus as far as the cycling event is concerned. This competition has gone international since last year. The next edition will take place in August 2026, and it will be every year. Now that it is protected by OAP, I think it is a plus to ensure total organization of the competition, both nationally and internationally. Minister Joseph Lay extends great appreciation to the African Intellectual Property Organization, OAP, for granting to the government of Cameroon these important certificates.
As Cameroon prepares for the upcoming regional election, some citizens are asking themselves a question. How does this election actually work and who is involved? Unlike the presidential vote, this is an indirect election, meaning the process is different and a specific group of individuals are concerned. Jude Kenji expatiates.
The amendment to the Constitution in 1996 led to decentralization being the favored method of dispensation for governance, that is, the transfer of resources and competencies from the central government to the local authorities made up of 2 electoral colleges.
Therefore, the regional elections in Cameroon, which will hold on November 30th, are the elections for regional councillors. Regional councillors are really constituted of 2 electoral colleges. They are divisional delegates who are voted by municipal councillors, and equally of traditional rulers who are voted by their peers. So therefore, regional councillors are made up of divisional delegates and equally of traditional rulers. The divisional delegates are voted by municipal councillors.
With specific rules to play.
Their roles in terms of regional councillors are gotten by the devolution or the competencies that are devolved from the state to the regional councils, such as education, such as culture, such as infrastructure, and such as health as well. So therefore, in this particular election, we will see the vote of regional councillors through divisional delegates voted by municipal councillors and traditional rulers. It is important to also understand that those who can be retained as regional councillors are those who are not people in the military, those who are not administrative authorities, and equally those who are not public servants as well, in the sense that they are not currently public servants as well. And equally, they must respect a sociological component and a gender component and must reside in the region as well.
Forming the government, after the regional councillors are elected, they will convene to form the new regional government. They will hold an internal election to choose their leadership.
And campaigns for the upcoming regional elections have been launched in Funzi. This was during a meeting presided over on November 17 by Professor Laurent Serge. Etundingwa also stands as the head of the CPDM Permanent Divisional Delegation for Funzi. Mimitewo reports.
The official launching of the campaign for regional councillors for Funzi took place on November 17, 2025 at the Funzi CPDM House. The ceremony was presided over by Professor Laurent Serge Etuningwa, head of the CPDM Permanent Divisional Delegation for Funzi, and saw the presence of Philip Balgaboa, a member of the CPDM Central Committee for Funzi, traditional rulers and CPDM militants.
We are dealing this time with regional election, and as you know, municipal councillors are the men who are casting their votes. And as far as Funzi is concerned, CPDM have all the municipal council of the town. And you also hear that there is another party, which I don't want to pronounce the name, which is candidate here. They are hunting for our councillors. And our rule was to tell them that we don't want any voice of our municipal councillors be absent the D-Day. They must all cast their vote for CPDM list.
The meeting also saw the presentation of candidates who would take part in the regional councillors elections on November 30th, 2025. During the ceremony, Professor Laurent Serge Etuningwa emphasizes the responsibility and commitment of the councillors on voting day and called on them to ensure their civic duty by delivering 100% vote.
Some of our councillors didn't cast their vote for our candidates. We call them upon that they are not there for themselves, they are there for the party. Even if they have something with their chief, they have to cast their vote for the party. The party have nothing to do with what they have as problem with their chief, who are the mayors of the place. So we will be there campaigning for 2 weeks, and come the D-Day, we must be sure that we won all the voices and we won the election.
The elections are intended to strengthen local governance by establishing regional councils within a political situation that varies across the regions.
And that does it for tonight's edition. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for watching, and stay in the company of our beautiful programs. Have a good evening.